Doctori, tutto a posto. Welcome back to a new episode of Sane C Libraries. This is a set of C++ platform abstraction libraries for macOS, Windows, and Linux that focuses on fast compile times, being bloat-free, simple and readable, and easy to integrate, with no use of the C++ standard library or exceptions, and no third-party dependencies. You can take a look at the libraries on GitHub, and I'm creating a series of videos. I guess you know that by now because you're looking at one of them. They are all listed on the webpage as well. So check it out if you're interested, and you can also get in touch on Discord, Twitter, or Mastodon. Now, let's try to focus on what we are going to build today. So the focus for today will be building and extending the plugin system with the addition of a query interface-like type of mechanism that can allow us to query an interface. Yes, that's why it's called query interface. I can imagine, but what does it mean? It means having like a class that maybe we are deriving from inside one of the plugins and being able to obtain a pointer to this class that can have virtual methods, or it can have a pointer to a function, as we will see. I think I will do it with the function instead of the virtual pointer. So how do we do that? Let's try to imagine. So the first thing I need to do is to start running only the plugin test. How do I do that? I will say if global console here. So I'm running plugin test report return 0, and now I can run my plugin test. What is the plugin test doing? Plugin test, it's actually this one is checking, it's loading plugins in the registry and checking if the dependency system works, because you have a parent and a child plugin with a dependency between them. We are modifying it and checking if the modified content is reflected in the newly loaded plugin. The library is actually quite nice because on MSVC, when it's running under the Visual Studio Debugger, it's doing quite some good amount of work in order to free the program database, the PDB, from the locks that are created by the debugger itself. So you can check. It's a little bit of hardcore code if you're interested, but you can take a look if it's something that you may find interesting. So the plugin has a init pointer, plugin init, I think it's called, yes, and a plugin close. What we want to be adding is a plugin query interface. We will definitely have the instance. What else we want? I would like to have a hash, and then we'll try to see how we can compute this hash. And then I need to have I guess a void pointer for the interface. Yeah, this looks reasonable. Let's add it. Init, yes, we have, this is where we are loading the functions as exported from the plugin, which is a DLL. So we have a query interface, and I don't want to make this mandatory, so I will just maybe say unuse it. So this, even if this fails, it will not return false and not flag any error. This is optional. Yeah, plugin query interface. It's not compiling. Use undeclared identifier. I guess this should be defined somewhere reasonable in compiler. Why is it not like, oh, I don't care. Let's make it void. No, I'm doing something. Oh, okay, I see what's the problem. I have been pasting way too much stuff. Okay, so let's see one of the plugins. So this is plugin test directory. We have a plugin child. Let's do it in the child. So this is our child plugin. We have this SCDefine plugin macro that is exporting the init and the close. Actually, I don't even like that this is called define plugin. I understand this is, you know, how you would say it in English, but I prefer to have all of the macros and of a certain subsystem to always start with the name of the subsystem. So yeah, plugin define it's actually better. Let's say, let's try to prototype how this should look like. Where am I? Test plugin child. So I need to have a plugin name, which in this case is test plugin child. Query interface. I have the instance. I have the hash. And I have the instance pointer. Okay, let me remove all of these. That comes from the macro. Let me just return true for now. Instance, let's just mark that all of these parameters as not used by the compiler. Oh, interface. I need to call this interface. Unknown type name, plugin name. Plugin name is test plugin child. UN32. Well, we can make it like this. Okay, this is compiling. I'm just curious to understand if I can even load the pointer. So maybe before I'm even doing all of these, after checking that this is valid, I can, well, this one, yeah, let's do it here. Query interface. I need to add a method. Plugin child query interface. Yeah, because this is a yeah. Let's add the method. Bool query interface. Yeah, what I was trying to say is this is private. I don't know why I stop the sentences in the middle. My brain is just stopping. Query interface. I have an instance. No, instance is already here. What do I need to have here? Maybe a template. Interface type. So someone is sending me a pointer reference. And I need to check if I have plugin query interface and I have an instance, I suppose. Yeah. We can return true. Otherwise, we return false. Instead of returning true, what I really mean is calling plugin query interface with the instance. We need the hash. UN32 hash. And I'm passing the interface, right? No matching member. So let's create a test interface. Where do I create them? Interfaces. Should I put it here or maybe on inside test plugin child interfaces? Yeah. Well, maybe I can put it here. I don't care. Interfaces.h. Pragma ones. Let's say we create a struct I test interface 1, very super nice name. I want to include the function library. So where are we? 1, 2, 3 levels. Well, maybe I can add an include path, libraries. Where is the function? In foundation, function. Let's say I'm making a function, void test. No, let's use some parameters. Why not? Multiply int. We'll create a function that multiplies integers. Maybe I'll create another one that divide float. Okay. Test plugin child include interfaces.h. Well, I can probably do like that because yes, we have this in the path. Okay, this should work. Let me compile it. Did you mean SC function? Exactly, that's exactly what I was meaning, dear compiler. We need the hash. So how do we create a hash? I have been preparing a class that can be used for that. String hash fnv, that's a hashing algorithm. So we can do a static, basically a signature of this interface will be a static const exp, I don't know, unsigned hint, interface hash. So it's string hash with the name of the interface. So this is a compile time function. You can see how it's implemented. It will generate a hash from this char array at compile time. So nothing crazy, but this will be our identifier. Of course, you have to use the correct one for each of the test interfaces. So my idea is that you take also here like the include. So you say plugin test directory, test plugin child interface. Maybe I should move it. Yeah, maybe it's better moving it into like an interfaces folder. I can do it maybe later. For now, I don't want to waste even more time. So I can say I test interface 1, and interface 2. Let me set them to null. So I can ask the plugin for interface 1 with the hash I test interface 1 hash, right? And I can expect this to work, hopefully. Interface 2 will request test interface 2 hash. Query interface, no matching member. Okay, we have to make this const. Yeah, here we need a reinterpret cast because we need, yeah, reinterpret cast to void. I don't like making reinterpret cast, but when going through DLL boundaries, of course, there is not much you can do. But this should be, you know, when used, this will be type safe because you will be specifying the interface type. Actually, I don't need to specify the hash here. I can even avoid that someone is passing the wrong thing here. Yeah, let's do it like that. So you just pass me. These are like the few things that, you know, make C++ maybe nicer than regular C, because you can do this kind of things like interface type, interface hash. It works. Yeah, magic of templates. All right. Let's see if this is even working. I will try to step in here. Query interface. Plugin query interface. We are in. Beautiful. Okay, now we need to return the actual interface. How do I do that? Let's say this task class, it's implementing both the iTest interface 1 and the test interface 2. So this will mean that, yeah, I don't need this console print line. Maybe should I remove it? Yeah, I don't know. I'll decide later. iTest interface 1, we have a function that was multiply int. We can bind it to test plugin child, multiply on multiply, for example. And so let's declare the function should be returning, taking an integer and returning an integer. So I can say multiply integer value, return value times 2. Okay, let me do the on divide. So this is divide float. On divide, is it called divide float? Yeah, divide float. Let's divide floating points. So this is float on divide. Can you select something for me, please? Value divided by 2. Okay. So here, if hash is let's hard code it for now. I will do interface is static cast. Actually, will it convert to void automatically? I can never remember all of, yeah, I need to take the instance and do static cast to iTest interface 1. Yeah, something like that. So instead, if it's interface 2, I will cast to interface 2. Return true, return true. And at this point, I can say return false. So no interface found. Right? Let's see if we are arriving in any of these. So first one, okay, we are casting it. Query interface. We have our first interface with the multiply int function, and we have the second. Beautiful. Let's add to the unit test. So we want to expect that if we multiply 2 by 2, it's 4, I suspect. And if we divide 4 by 2, it will be 2. Is it even arriving here? Let me remove the breakpoints. Yes, so all of the expectations are actually going. So this is good. Now we should be trying to make this a little bit nicer, wrapping into like a define like that. How can we do that? This is something we can do with C++ templates. And this is really not something that I like doing. That's like one of the worst, the friend and enemy relation with C++ that I have, and then I guess many people have. Save anyway. But sometimes it's necessary. If we don't go too crazy, it should be fine. So I want to make like a struct plugin, I don't know, cast interface. I will make it template because I would like to make it so that I can have an arbitrary number of these interfaces and I don't need to repeat this code or wrap it into multiple macros, which I suspect is what I would be doing if I were in C. In C++, we can make this a little bit more type safe. Let's say type name. We definitely need the name of the plugin type. Then we need the list of types. Yeah, interface types. So the idea is I would like to call something like plugin test interface with I don't know, test plugin child and test interface 1 and test interface 2. And I would like to call maybe the operator, the call operator with instance, hash, and interface. And it should be doing the same as here. How do we do that with the ugly template syntax of C++? We need to provide the base case. So the base case is where we just have the plugin type. Bool operator parenthesis. Well, we should be returning false, I suspect. And we need to create the other case where we are taking off one of the interface types. So type name, interface type, interface types. So we make a specialization. So this is not test plugin child, but it's plugin type. And if interface type interface hash is equal to the hash, we will take the instance. We should do the same as here, right? So interface, at this point, this interface is yeah, reinterpret. Oh, should we reinterpret cast here? Maybe no, maybe not. Let's see. Of course, we need this. This is wrong. I need to convert it to the interface type. Otherwise, I need to call plugin cast interface again with plugin type, but dropping this one because it means that we are not matching the hash. So interface types, instance hash interface. Does it work? So let's see. So that's our template. We have the base case, which is when we are at the end of our type list, we basically don't have a match. It's the corresponding of this branch here. And for the regular case, we check if it's matching the hash of the current interface type. And if that's the case, we will static cast to it. just like we're doing here. Otherwise, we recurse if you want, but dropping one of the element of this interface types parameters. And yeah, this should be working. Let's see if we can still get bot interfaces. Fail. This is returning false. Okay. Let's see. Can we even place ourselves here? So if hash is equal to interface type hash. Oh, I'm not returning true. Of course. So we are matching, returning true. This works. Excellent. So maybe it would be great if this is, yeah. Should we create a macro for this test plugin query interface and whatever? I guess yes. So let me move this into the same class where we have the plugin defined. And I can just customize this plugin export with another macro. Maybe define a C plugin export interfaces. Still have the plugin name and variable arguments. So what I'm going to do is the following. Test plugin child. So this needs to be plugin name, plugin name, plugin name. And this will be our variable arguments. So that I can write here plugin interfaces, test plugin child, and just the list of my interfaces. So 1 and 2. Save anyway. What's the spelling? VA-args, yes. All right. It's a little bit more clean. I know that some people don't like the, the macros so much, but it's good sometimes to save a little bit of typing. And this is type safe anyway. If you get the wrong types here, if I just create a struct wrong type, and I'm going to pass it here. Why is this popping up every time? Yeah. No member named interface hash with wrong type. But I think even if I make it static const text and interface hash equals 1, 2, 3, I still get the error with the static cast. So this is type safe. You cannot be passing something wrong here. You really need to pass you may forget to pass all of the interfaces, but you will figure out as soon as you try loading it from somewhere else. But you cannot pass like a wrong interface and do like a bogus cast against something that makes no sense. So we could have been doing this just with a virtual function instead of function like this, so using the vtable, but this is bringing some problems. I just would like to show it to you. So I can say and multiply and for example, making it a virtual function, but the problem is that it will tell me, yes, that it has non-virtual destructor. And this is a problem because especially when you have the warnings to the maximum set to the very maximum level, this is going to require disabling the warning everywhere, re-enabling it. So that's not good. I prefer to use the SC function, even if this will take a little bit more memory, because with the vtable you will have a pointer to a shared area where you have all of the functions pointer for that interface. Instead here you will have one for each instance, but we are using it mostly for global interfaces. I'm not planning to use this system for like having a billion of objects, each one with its own virtual table or functions table if you want. So this is good, and I think this marks the end of our implementation of query interface, and we can go on the next step. So the next step is now creating the modifying the SCExample. So let me try to open it. Is this compiling? Yes. Let's open SCExample. I would like to create something that is like an HotReload system, and I will create a file HotReloadSystem.h. I actually have been renaming a little bit the classes in SCExample. I think they were called behavior and model. I decided to go for system instead of behavior and state instead of model. I think it's more clear. So the state structure is always the one that holds the, the serializable variable of some subsystem, and the system itself is the one that holds the state and even all of the other objects that together with the state are implementing the functionality. Let's see how this works in practice. So I will do a struct HotReload, how do I call it? What did I just say? State. My brain is still rewiring around this concept. I keep renaming stuff, but then I forget about them. And I make a struct HotReloadSystem. And I have a struct HotReloadView. My HotReloadView will have a void throw. And here we can add our fabulous ImGui library. So let's say, let me create, let's first run task and generate projects. So I can go here and I should be able to see the HotReloadSystem. I can include HotReloadSystem here. And there is no new line at the end of the file, and there is an expected semicolon, but we are able to fix it. So let's go next. I want to create an HotReloadSystem here, HotReloadSystem. I suspect I should be creating with an event loop because that's how we're going to be able to do a few things. So I can say result create async event loop, and I need to include the event loop library, which is SCEasync. So async event loop, and I can say async, well, maybe I don't need to store it because I can initialize things that I need here. Result true. Yeah, let's put it into the SC namespace, so I don't need to type SC Sane C++ everywhere. We will have close. So yeah, this is not resource acquisition is initialization style, but this kind of pattern works really well with this kind of system behavior when you have a clear init and close and you want to be doing things on init and close, make them fallible without throwing exceptions. It's a different way of doing things that I think it's more effective. I've found a lot easier to reason about compared to just doing exceptions. So the hot reload system is here, and I would like to draw something. So let's say collapsing header SC, what should I do? Plugin plus SC dot, I don't know if I can make it, but let's try. File, what's the name of that class? File system, let's see, file watcher. No, file system watcher, yeah, file system watcher. We instantiate the view, hot reload view, and view draw. I'm just going to draw it. And so I can say ImGui text, yeah. Does it even work? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I kind of changed the little bit in the commit before starting the video. The SCExample now, instead of having a floating window, it has this kind of toolbar style, but it's the same. It's just a little bit of better looking way of doing things. So I need to include the plugin library. Plugin. Now that I have the plugin library, what should I do? I need to initialize plugin registry. I will definitely need to have plugin compiler. I need to have a plugin, what's the name of that class? Sysroot. We have a compiler and a sysroot. And these are pretty easy to set up because you can just say plugin compiler, find best compiler. It's going to find something, hopefully. Plugin sysroot, guess what? Find best sysroot. But you can clearly customize this. I have plans to allow customization of this one, so that's going to be what I'm doing for now. Few arguments. Does this need also the compiler? Oh, well, I guess the error message will tell us. Where is it? Oh, it needs the compiler type. That's all right, we have it. Compiler dot type. Okay. Now, the registry. I can't remember the API exactly, so let's try to see what's being done here in the test. So we have a registry, and we replace the definitions. But I'm not sure it's a good name, but yeah, I suspect this will be renamed at some point. But what I want is this one. I need a plugin scanner to scan the directories. And okay, so let's do a result scan plugins, or sync maybe plugins. Yeah, sync plugins. How do I sync plugins? I will take them. Well, I guess I can do just a vector. I need a test plugins path. Okay. Let's put it into the state. Plugin path. I will try this. and I will return result true. I need the HotReload state here. And what was the other call? Replace something. Yes, replace definition. Okay. Let's do replace definition. Where am I? Replace definition in the registry. So we are scanning the directory. Replace definition. Definitions. This should fill our registry of plugins. I need to, or value reference, so I need to move this. Sync plugins. Yeah, sync plugins. We can create a button that syncs the plugins. So the HotReload view needs to have the HotReloadSystem and the HotReload state. So let's initialize with HotReloadSystem. Where is it? System.HotReloadSystem and system.HotReloadSystem.state. So sync plugins will call system.sync plugins. We need to return result, but yeah, this is a, yeah, we're going to ignore doing a little bit of error handling. Let's do trust result, throw internal. This is basically an assertion, but I will take care of this maybe another day. Return result true. So I can sync the plugins, and what I would like to do is also draw them. So I'll take my state system registry libraries dot size. So this is my const size t num libraries. I don't know why I call libraries, they're plugins. There is some refactoring to do here, but I think it's fine for now. So let's iterate all of the plugins that have been found. So of course, this is not like a hardcore video because I'm using a library that I have already been writing, but I think it's useful, maybe showing how this is all coming together. You can take a look at how that class is implemented. It's not anything crazy. It's iterating folders and finding files and launching processes. Well, it's not trivial, but it's not crazy complex, I would say. So system.registry. So take a look if you're interested. So items, IDX. This is why I love code completion, because I could never remember, I don't remember all of the names of these fields, but I just, without code completion, I'm nothing. So the key will be the identifier, plugin identifier, I suspect. Is it correct? Libraries is a private member of plugin registry. Oh, okay. So do I have a get identifier? Okay. Get identifier. What type is it? Plugin identifier. So, okay, get number of entries. I can do ImGui, text, just an integer. Let's say static cast int be our IDX, and what will be, yes, passing the string, which is the identifier dot view dot null get null bytes including terminator. Well, we should assert here, however, C release, assert release. We should assert that the view encoding is not UTF-16. I will fix this. I mean, I need to do conversion because this expects like just a UTF-8, not 16. But yeah, let's try to run this. So I want to make this open by default, so I don't need to open it every time. There is a fabulous default open flag that I can use exactly for that. Thanks, Omar. Sync plugins. Okay, we have an assertion. So sync plugins. Okay, because this did not find any plugin, I suspect. That's why. Oh yeah, and even the plugin path is null PTR. Let's create the plugin path. How do I do that? I need the library root. Can we copy the same that was done for SCTest in sctest.cpp? There is a compiler library path. Yes, this guy. We need this guy. And corrected path. Yeah, that's exactly what I need. So this is paths. Instead of report, I need to do library root directory state.library root directory. I need to include the path library. Why not? No, it's not in the path. Where is the path? .h, it's in file system. File system. Compiler library path. This needs to be set in the SC build file. In the SC build file, we have this project root that will expand to project set root directory. So I'm going to do that. Generate projects. This is very hot here. But let's see if this is making our compiler library path to compile. And it does compile, yes. Beautiful. Okay, once I have my library root directory, can I compose my library path, plugin path, so I can say path dot append, maybe join to state dot plugin path. I will start with state dot library root directory, and what do we have here? Examples, SCExample. Maybe let's make a folder plugins. Okay. Examples, is it plural? Yes. SCExample plugins. I mean, this is hard coded clearly, but I guess we can make it not a hard coded later. We need a view here. What does it want? Oh, it wants the separator. Oh, I don't need to pass anything then. SC try. So we should have our plugin path. Let's create a plugin. Let's copy plugin like test plugin child. I'm going to create a I need to create the folders. Plugin1, new file, plugin1.cpp. So instead of test plugin, this will be plugin1. Maybe let's make our interfaces folder, new folder, interfaces, and let's make IExample interface. No, maybe let's call it example draw interface. Struct IExample draw interface. We have a function. Yeah, let's copy this. Pragma once. IExample draw interface, there will be draw. Void interface hash needs to be different, and we should be good. Plugin one. Include interfaces dot example draw interface. Yeah, I don't need to have this console here, so I can remove it. Even this on multiply, on divide, I don't care. Draw is not called iTest IExample draw interface. So IExample draw interface draw bind plugin one on draw. So this will be our void draw method. Okay. And return true and return true. Format document. That's what we're going to do. Name example, I don't know, first plugin. First plugin, dependencies none. We only depend on IExample draw interface. Does it look right? Let's add it to the project as well. It's not strictly needed, but this allows us to compile the plugin also in the in Xcode before running, which is useful. So with this double asterisk, I'm adding all of the files in subdirectories as well. So this should be adding, yes, even the plugin. So of course the console doesn't exist. No member called on draw. Of course. Build failed. One duplicate symbol. Is plugin original? Yeah. Oh, I'm compiling even the test plugins in the SCExample. I should probably remove that. But anyway, this is now compiling. Let's see if we can find this first plugin. Oh, it's not even aligned. Let's try to see. Scan sync plugin. Plugin one. First plugin. That's great. Can we try to add ImGui? I think I already know that we will have a problem because all of these plugins in the plugin system are created such that they do not link absolutely anything. So not even, of course, not the C++ standard library, but not even the libc, unless you specify you want libc. Like, I think we have a task for that because I added it recently. There is a libc, yeah. Let's find it. Build. I think we should be adding. I think I had some task for that. But anyway. We will need to link the libc because ImGui, which I also want to link here, uses libc. And the problem is that I need to add the ImGui library path also here in the HotReloadSystem, such that the registry knows about that. So let's say include, where is it? No, is it in the compiler? Yeah, include paths. Pushback. We definitely want to add the library root directory. Actually, that was already no, it only found the plugin, which means just parsed the SCEbegin plugin section, but this will not load because it's not able to compile it. I'm pretty sure about that, but let's try it. So I'll do ImGui same line if ImGui button load system dot load with the identifier. So result load plugin identifier. Let's do it. So registry dot load plugin identifier dot view compiler sysroot. We need the executable path, yes, because that's where we will be taking the symbols. So we also need the executable path that we have in one of the tests. Executable path, where is it? This one. We need this file system directories in it and then get executable path. So file system directory, where is it? In file system. Yes, okay. File system directories. We will sc try this. And once we have it, I can say string executable path. So state.executable path is directories get executable path. And this is state executable path. Okay, no viable conversion from string to string view. Actually, I don't want it. Maybe let's make this ignore errors for now. Executable path dot view. And why not? Let's make an unload plugin. Okay, so we can add a same line and a button unload. Sync plugins, plugin 1, load, unload, load, error. Yeah, I knew it because we need to specify the include directories into the compiler. So compiler include paths state dot library directory. Yes, this should be it. Sync plugins, load, fatal error, ImGui. Let me remove ImGui. I'm actually curious to see if it's able at least to load the regular. Oh, Okay. Okay. Well, I wish I didn't remove the console stuff that I could have been trying to print something in the draw, but I suspect this is working. Oh, we are not calling the draw. Let's call the draw. So now, after I have been, yeah, let me create a window, content window, ImGui, and yeah. Or first of all, here we need to do, if there are multiple plugins, we need to do ImGui push ID with the index so that the IDs will not conflict. ImGui pop ID. So that's one thing. But for Windows, because I would like to create other windows here, this will not clearly work. So what should I do? String, small string, I don't know, 16, content, string builder, content, format, content, static cast. No, I don't need static cast here. IDX, it's fine. And then I can start the window here. Yeah, u.bytes, including terminator. This should be creating a window for each plugin. Yeah, maybe I can position the window. There we have the window, content 0. And if I unload it, well, the window stays on because unloading doesn't remove it from the registry. That's correct. So I need to be able to link ImGui. So here we have the problem. First problem is we don't have the header of ImGui. How can I be adding it? I do have the location of the ImGui. I guess I need to, I could be passing it here as an include. Should I try to do that? Project dot, do we have the defines? Yeah. First of all, let's create the ImGui path. ImGui path. Yeah, we have Sokol and the ImGui package local directory. But I need to blast it into an include. This is going to be long. Project.compile.addDefines SCEImGui path equals. Yeah, I need to format this. You know what? I'm going to hard code it for now, and I will add this maybe later offline because that's going to be very long. Or maybe I'll do it later, but yeah, it's better taking some shortcuts. So let's just take, that's where the ImGui is, copy path. I'm just going to blast it as is. I want to see if there is any other problem with that. I think this should do the job, but let's try to see. So compiler.include paths pushback That's where ImGui is. Load. Error. Yes, it needs the libc. Yeah, this is something I have already. I was already anticipating when preparing the video. So I need to link libc here, which I can do it by adding this load. Okay, this works. We don't have any more the error. So I think the Windows is disappearing below, yeah, below this one. So I should probably move it somewhere else. Where am I? ImGui set next window position. I'm back to, is it like 300, 350, something like that? The length, the size of the toolbar. 350. And how much? I don't know. That's hard coded. 200 pixels. No, that's the position, sorry. So let's do 0 and let's do the sides. Let's do ImGui get io dot display size dot x minus 350, and we make it full screen on the other, on the height. Yeah, this looks decent. Sync plugins. Okay, we have here our content 0. I can load it. Yeah, this is losing the focus. Let's try to draw something from the plugin. ImGui text. Draw, please work. Let's try to see. Sync plugins, load. It doesn't work. No, I'm still missing something. I need to take my plugin, which I can do with system.registry.get plugin dynamic library at IDX dot query interface draw interface. What is the type of the interface? Was IExample. Oh, I don't even have it here. Include plugins interfaces IExample draw interface. IExample draw interface. If we can get it, let's do interface draw. Use of undeclared identifier draw interface. Okay, now let's see. Will it even work? Sync plugins, load. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Why? Let's place ourselves here. So query interface is failing. Why is it failing? Okay, now it's failing because I've not loaded it. But if I load it, why are you failing? Let plugin dynamic library. Oh, this is not loaded at all. So the load is failing. Load is failing. Why is load failing? Let me remove the breakpoint. Let's try to load again. Load plugin. Why does it have dependencies? Wait a minute, that's not right. Why does it have dependencies? What does this plugin have dependencies? I don't really like what's going on here. By the way, I need to do reload here. Mode. Sync plugins. Load. And we will do a load plugin. What are the dependencies? This. Wait a minute. Lib. Definition. Dependencies. Oh, that's terrible. The parser. Oh, that's dependencies should be the last. Okay. Got it. Load. Let's try to see. Let's remove all of the breakpoints. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Please work. Yes, it works. That's great. So yeah, this works, and yeah, that's just makes me very happy. Yes. So what do we do next? The video is already being very long. I guess we can try to maybe create a second plugin to see if the second plugin is working as well, so that we don't have just a single plugin. How do I create a second plugin? Guess what? I will just duplicate. Where am I? Plugin one, and I will just copy. Can I just right click and copy and paste? So this will be, oh, sorry, I pasted way too many times. This will be plugin 2, and plugin 2 will need to have plugin 2. I am plugin 2. Second plugin 2, and it's still implementing the same interface. All right. I don't think I need to delete the dylibs. Yeah, for now we are creating this temporary files together with the plugin script, but I think we can make it better, maybe providing a folder where all of this stuff should go. Let me regenerate the project so that I can see it also here. Plugin 2 exists. Sync plugins. Plugin 1 and plugin 2. Okay, plugin 1. Yes, plugin 2. Ho. Yeah, they are one on top of each other. We need to improve this drawing code. How can I do that? So display size divided by IDX, and this can be, shall we start it at display size divided by num libraries. Well, this is the height actually. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Content 1, content 0. Yes. I'm plugin 1 and plugin 2. Beautiful. Shall I try to implement also the hot reload? Why not? I mean, this video is long, but I suspect it will not be that bad if I try to implement also the hot reload. Let's try it. It will take at least another 10 minutes. I don't think it's hard because all the classes are already there. But first of all, let's see if this will reload by itself. Like, if not by itself, sorry, manually. So I am plugin one, load. I'm plugin one, of course. And let's say I'm plugin two. I'm plugin two for real. If I save it and I say load, I'm plugin two for real. So yeah, let's say file system watcher. What is file system watcher? It's its own library. File system watcher. How can I create the file system watcher? File system watcher. I clearly need the watcher object. I need a file system watcher folder watcher. And I need a runner. So this is because we want to run this on the async.io event loop runner. So this can be file system watcher runner. I know this APIs just by heart because I created them. I guess that's why. So let's do file system watcher dot init event loop runner. File system watcher runner. It needs an event loop, and that's where our event loop comes into play. Event loop. We try this, and after init we will, of course, we need to close it before we forget. File system watcher dot close, and file system watcher dot watch folder watcher path. Which folder should we be watching? State dot plugin path. No conversion to string view. Let's make it a view. Let's see, try. File system watcher watch. We need a callback. Folder watcher. Folder watcher dot notify callback. Notify callback dot bind HotReloadSystem on file changed. So this can be on file changed. Yeah, this can go in the private section probably. Yeah. Void on file changed. File system watcher notification. File system watcher notification. Is it const? No matching member. Okay, what is the signature of the notify callback? Const notification, returning void. Oh, okay, I just need the ampersand. Unused parameter notification. So if notification dot relative path ends with CPP, should I? Well, I guess we can reload all of them for now. I can probably match the single plugin, but for now I'm going to reload all of them. idx equals 0, idx is less than registry dot number of entries. Oh, this naming is terrible. Libraries, entries, plugins. It's, you know, every time I'm calling it in a different way. Anyway, get identifier at idx. So this will be plugin identifier. And then I can say registry dot, I can just load identifier. Yeah. Let's place a breakpoint here. Sync plugins. Load. I'm plugin 1, I'm plugin 2. Let's say plugin 1. I'm plugin 1, change me. Okay, we are in the breakpoint. Change me! Change me! I'm plugin 1, please change me. Yeah, guys, this, and ladies, this works. Beautiful. Default. Can I spell beautiful? No, probably not. I'm Italian. You have to just be very patient with my English. So, okay, I guess this can show the end, can be the end of the video. I'm actually very satisfied about all of these. I've been preparing so many little details before doing this video because many of these libraries were really needing a lot of fine-tuning and fixing some bugs before they would actually be able to be used properly, but I'm happy that I have been doing that. So what I've shown, let's do a brief recap. So what we have done here is creating a query interface like mechanism that it's inspired from the one in the the COM system in Windows, use it for DirectX and things like that. Of course, it's a lot simplified, but the idea is we come with an ID, which is the hash of the name of the interface, and we get returned a plugin to that interface so that we have a way to create a contract with the plugins, which are just this kind of C++ scripts we are compiling on the fly. Once we have this contract, we define just a simple throw method, and this throw method is implemented in each plugin inside SCExample. We are using the registry to read all of the plugins. We can load them, we can unload them, we can sync the plugins. I think this can actually works also if I just add another folder on the fly and say sync, this should be showing up here. And once I load a plugin, I can just get a pointer to this example throw interface, but it could be whatever contract you have with your plugins or with your scripts, if you prefer to call them that way, and interact with them. So this should be working on Windows, Linux, and macOS. I suspect this video is already long enough to avoid spending the time doing that, but I will make sure that this works on all platforms before cleaning up the commit a little bit and pushing it out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if what do you think are the next steps that we should be doing in this example application. I have a few ideas, but I'm open for suggestions. You can reach out to me on Twitter, on Mastodon, or even in the Discord. And so take a look at the project and the code. Have fun with Sane C libraries. See you next time. Bye.